Hey everyone, Lukeman here, and if you don't know who I am, I went from being a failing student, getting D's and C's, to making the greatest academic comeback ever and achieving a 97 plus ATAR and becoming the Dux of my cohort, all at a 300 plus ranked public school and against all odds. And I help students like yourself make that academic comeback too. Now, year 12 has begun and it is a very, very serious year. If you haven't figured out already, this year is where everything counts. Literally every single mark that you have gotten or you will get in year 12 will count towards your ATAR. It's not like year 11 where nothing counts. This time everything counts. So with that being said, in this video I'm going to give you my top advice, my top 5 pieces of advice from someone who got a 97 plus ATAR that you need to remember throughout this whole year if you want to achieve this success and achieve that goal ATAR of yours. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Number 1, do not lie to yourself. How bad do you really want that academic comeback? How bad do you really want this ATAR? Now, I know this might sound a little bit strange, what I'm about to say, but the truth is, like, majority of students who say they want to succeed don't actually want to succeed. And I know this sounds crazy because, I mean, you might think to yourself, well, no, I definitely want to succeed. But the thing is, like, do you really? Because most of the time, students who say they want to achieve a high ATAR, make an academic comeback and do all these things, most of the time they're just talking crap. Like, they don't actually want to do it. They're doing it because they want to sound smart or sound ambitious. They're doing it so that they can get praise from people like their parents. That's, you know, that's a big one. A lot of people say they want to achieve success in front of their parents because, you know, their parents want them to succeed. But the truth is, and I know this is going to sound weird, the truth is, if you do not actually want that academic comeback, if you do not actually want that ATAR, then you're not going to survive. What is going to happen is this: you're going to start year 12, you're going to be super motivated, you're going to be super disciplined, you're going to be studying every day, doing all these things, and the minute things get hard, the minute things start to really take a toll on you, you're going to give up. And how do I know this? Not only have I seen it in students who I mentor, but I also see in students who were in my own grade, okay? So here's the thing. I want you to ask yourself this question and actually think about the answer to this and actually answer it, okay? The goal that you want to achieve, that ATAR that you want to achieve, is that something that you actually want? Is it something that you truly desire? Is it something that you actually will sacrifice things for to achieve that goal? And you know, here's a quick litmus test that you can actually follow. Let's say right now, you know, you're addicted to your phone scrolling. I want to ask you the question: is this goal of yours, which is achieving that high ATAR, is it more important than scrolling on your phone? And are you willing to give up your phone to achieve that ATAR? Yes or no? This is like, I'm being dead set serious. And like in my case, I was addicted to playing video games, okay? I used to play games literally all day, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day sometimes, and I'm not even joking. But I wanted the ATAR more than games, so I gave up gaming. I literally did, right? And yes, it was painful at first, but in the end, it actually was the best decision I ever made because it allowed me to achieve my goals. So I want you to really think about to yourself, like, actually think about it. Is this goal something I'm actually committed to do? Am I willing to put in the effort? Am I willing to be committed? Or am I just talking it? Am I just speaking it? Am I just saying things in front of my friends, my family, my whatever, right? Because actions do speak much louder than words, right? If you say you want to achieve a 95 plus ATAR, but you're not willing to do anything for it, then you don't want to achieve it, okay? So that's the first advice from me. Please ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Don't lie to yourself, because trust me, although you might get that temporary praise from your friends or your family, it's not going to serve you in the end. Advice number 2, year 12 will absolutely fly. And look, this one is a scary one, but I cannot stress this enough. Year 12 is going to go by so bloody fast. Like, if you are in year 12 right now, think about year 11. Year 11 went super quick, right? Or even like year 7 to 10, actually, all of the years go very fast. Let me just tell you something, year 12 will go even faster than all of them, right? And especially since you're going to be putting in that effort and studying hard, it just, like, before you know it, you're going to be sitting your final exams. I kid you not, right? So the reason why this advice is important is because I don't want you to waste time. Year 12 is going to fly, right? So you cannot afford to be wasting time. You can't afford to have like 10 different other goals, 10 different other things. You cannot afford to not study on the weekends, right? That's actually a big one. A lot of students, they don't even study on the weekends. They treat the weekends as a day off. Like, that's 2 days of like full studying. Do not do that, okay? Year 12 goes super fast, and the worst thing that can happen is for you to finish year 12 and be like, damn, I didn't do anything. And that feeling of regret, trust me, it's not worth it. Advice number 3, do not be delusional. If you did bad in year 11, if you did not do as well as you'd like, if you failed, if you got average, if you did not get the marks that you wanted to get, do not think that you're going to get it in year 12 if you just try harder. This is such a big mistake I see in students, and it honestly makes me upset. What students do is they do bad in year 11, they like literally fail, like literally getting 50%, 60%, even 70%, right? But they're aiming for a high ATAR, right? Like a 90 plus, 95 plus. So what they do is, the holidays beforehand, they get super motivated. So they sit down with themselves and they're like, yeah, no, this time I'm going to really put in the effort for year 12. I'm really going to do things that no one ever thought I'd be able to do. And they start year 12 and they put in the effort and they get the same results. Why is this the case? Because the truth is, the marks that you got in year 11, you deserve them. Those were the marks you were supposed to get. You did things wrong in year 11. So in order for you to actually improve in year 12, you have to do the things that you didn't do in year 11 and fix the mistakes you made in year 11. Don't just go into year 12 and try harder and expect a miracle to happen, because you're going to disappoint yourself, okay? Please actually fix your mistakes from year 11. Figure out what actually you did wrong and then fix it so you can improve for year 12. And this point actually is related to the next point I'm about to say, which is number 4, and that is nothing changes if nothing changes. I cannot emphasize this enough. In fact, I want you to pause this video right now. Actually pause it. Don't lie to me. Actually pause this video right now, or after I say this, and write to yourself, nothing changes if nothing changes. In fact, if I were you, I would literally print this out or write it on a piece of paper and stick it on your wall, because this quote alone should change your life. The actual definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different result. And I kid you not, the amount of students who I see do this is like crazy. What they do is they do bad all their life in school, or even the whole of year 11, and they get into year 12 and they just think that they're suddenly going to improve. Like, that's not how it works. Even after, if you're watching this, in term 2 of year 12 or even term 3, if you're trying to improve for the new term, do not expect yourself to improve unless you change something. Something has to change. So what students will do is they do bad this whole time, right? And what they do is they end up just getting a tutor, or maybe they end up getting a new textbook, or maybe they end up studying earlier, or maybe they end up, they do something that it's like got nothing to do with the fact that you did bad, okay? So I want you to ask yourself, am I actually changing something about myself? Am I changing the way I'm studying? Am I changing the way I think? Am I changing the way I do, behave on a day-to-day basis, like the routines and schedules and all that stuff? Because if you're not, please don't expect to improve. Because if you do expect to improve, regardless of actually changing yourself, then that's insanity, okay? And finally, advice number 5, something that is so important, something that I need you to truly believe. It is not too late. I cannot emphasize this enough. But if you're a student right now who hasn't been doing well in school, if you're low performing, if you failed year 11, if you're just doing bad, I cannot emphasize this enough. Year 12 gives you your final chance. This year is the one year that you have to actually change everything. And I'm not joking, because year 7 to 11 didn't count towards the ATAR. Like, the marks you got in year 11, the marks you got in year 7, the marks you got in whatever year, it does not count. But now counts. Year 12 counts, right? So you need to make sure, and you need to remember that you can do it, and it's not too late. But there's a very important caveat here. It is not too late if you change yourself from now. Like, after you finish watching this video, I expect you to change yourself, okay? It's not too late. You can still pull up your socks. You can still actually put in the effort, and you can still get that ATAR, okay? Take me as an example. I barely passed year 7 to the start of year 11. Like, the start of year 11 is when I tried to do things. And even then, at the end of year 11, my year 11 grades were very average. It was literally only in year 12. That was when I just had this drastic improvement, and I ended up smashing it and achieving that ATAR, okay? So stop saying it's too late, but it will be too late if you don't put the effort in and if you don't actually change yourself. So those are my top 5 pieces of advice that you should remember and that you should follow during year 12, because they are so important, and they really could be the difference between you achieving that success in the ATAR or not. And if you are a struggling student right now who is worried, who didn't do the best in year 11, and who wants to make an academic comeback and achieve that goal ATAR with the final year that you have left for school, then you might want to click the first link in the description down below. But nevertheless, regardless of whether you click on it or not, I really don't mind. The most important thing that you need to understand is that you need to remember these pieces of advice, and you need to carry them with you throughout year 12. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, remember there's a button for that. So click that like button. Click subscribe, and please comment down below what you thought of this video, any other videos you want me to create, and I will be sure to respond to you. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.